how come in that one scene the camera zooms in on the pig's balls? And I went... Hey guys, welcome back. What to tell you this week? I have a few things I want to talk about, and I forgot to write them down, so I'm sure I'm going to forget something, but let's start with the first one. So back in October of 2024, so last year, that was months ago, I ordered a clown ruffle collar, like old-timey clown collar thing, because the plan originally was to go and do some like Halloween stuff with some friends of ours, and we just kind of didn't get around to it. And it was super windy where we live, and so I ordered this thing. It was supposed to arrive like the day before or whatever. The day it shows up, I go on the porch, nothing there. So I'm like, well, damn, what happened to it? Super windy, like I said. The landlord was like, oh yeah, like it blew off the porch. I can see it on the Ring camera. I was like, damn, okay. I looked around for it, right? Like all around the porch, all around the house or whatever. Could not find it. Again, this was October of last year. Now flash forward to yesterday, my landlord's here and she's like doing some yard work and stuff, puts an Amazon package on the porch. And so I'm like, Van, did we order something? Like, did we get an Amazon package? And he's like, I didn't order anything. And I'm like, well, I didn't order anything. And in my head, I went, there's no way. That's my Amazon package, my clown collar that blew off the porch. And so we just we were like, oh, maybe we didn't really check it. We were like, maybe it's neither of ours package. A day goes by, so today it's still on the porch. We're like, is that our package? And then in my head, I'm going, there's no way that's my clown collar from October 2024, last year. So Van goes, picks it up. It's got my name on it. I almost said my full name just now. That would have been awkward. It's got my name on it. And I'm like, what is this? I didn't order anything. There's no way this is the clown costume I ordered in October 2024. I open it up, lo and behold, in brand new condition, mind you, the clown collar I ordered last year. And it had been through snowstorms, rainstorms. I have no idea where it was either, because I looked around the house for this package when I realized it was lost and I couldn't find it. So yeah, I just have a clown collar now. And you know what? I'm not mad at that, because one of these days I think I'd like to do the podcast just in like full clown getup, because I'm really committed to going to clown school. And I might as well get my look down pat, like before I even get there. Give me, some edge over my peers, like an advantage over my competition, the other clowns in my vicinity. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was a little weird. That happened to me. What I am most baffled by, though, is that it was not in like a watertight container or anything. Like, it was just in a bag. It survived the winter, and it was just meant to be. I take it as a sign, I think, that even though the path might be rough, I am meant to go to clown school. That's how I'm taking it. So that was my jumping off point. That's what I really wanted to start with, because it was kind of a miracle in a way, a clown miracle. So I hope for more of those in the future. Learning to juggle might, in fact, be a clown miracle. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on. So this last weekend, we went and did something kind of fun. 2 things about this last weekend. The first, we saw Pride and Prejudice in theaters, the 2005 Keira Knightley version, for its 20th anniversary. Does that make you feel old? It makes me feel old. But anyway, yeah, so we saw that in theaters. And as someone who didn't see it in theaters the first time around, it hits different. Now, I didn't forget how good this movie is, because that's hard to do. Once you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. but it's so much better on a big screen in a theater. Like it just it's so good. It's so good. And so Van and I were having like analyses back and forth about this movie because it is that good. Like it is that good. One of the things Van said was, "How come in that one scene the camera zooms in on the pig's balls?" And I went, "Funny you ask that because what, like 12 days ago, there was a YouTube channel. I can't remember what channel it was. You can just Google a director commentary, Pride and Prejudice 20th anniversary or whatever. You can find this. Someone asked him why'd you zoom in on the pig balls, and he said, "Oh, I just thought they were big, and." It's a male pig. He takes care of the female pigs. Isn't that what the movie's about?" That is what he said. Like, not verbatim, but that is what he said. And so this man got on set, saw how big these pig balls were, and said, "We got to put that in the movie." And honestly, I kind of think that's beautiful in a way. So yeah, we've been talking about Pride and Prejudice. If not my favorite books of all time. Definitely a top tier movie for me. If you ask me like to list my favorite movies, it will be in my top 5, 100%. It's just, I don't want to rehash it because I've talked about how good Darcy and Elizabeth are on the podcast before. But suffice it to say, it's even better in the theater. The thing that makes okay, I'm going to talk about it. Sorry. The thing that makes Pride and Prejudice as a story work, and the reason it's so timeless and so like stands the test of time now, and even like in our modern day and age, it works in like every iteration essentially, is because it does something that most romantic movies like don't do. Both characters change as people, and you can specifically you see it in the book and you see it in like the old series, the BBC one, but the movie 2005 Keira Knightley version does such a good job of showing the growth and not telling you about it. And I love that. I love that because you get put together formal Darcy when he proposes to Lizzie and Lorraine. And then when she goes to meet him at his house, well, she doesn't know he's there, right? But when she goes to his house to tour his house, and then he ends up being there, you get laid back Darcy. And it had been like a span of time before, since they'd seen each other. And it's just such a juxtaposition from how we meet the character the first time. And it's clear that he had like thought about the things that she had said and like really taken them to heart, and like it's just obvious. And she's kind of the same. Like you see the realization as she approaches the house. Like Keira Knightley does such a good job of this because when she sees his house for the first time, I guess estate is the better word because it's a gigantic property. But anyway, she like laughs. And in that moment you see that she like realizes what she gave up because of her turning him down. And like as she like walks through the house and is like not only mesmerized by the house, but you also see how she's like regretting her decision. Like that is what that is in that moment, in those scenes. Anyway, and then at the end when he comes back for his second proposal, and okay, let me back it up. So she goes out because she can't sleep, and she's still in like her night clothes. Like she's in like a nightgown, and he's like top unbuttoned, barely dressed, like, and they meet on this like equal ground because the whole point is like at the end they have like mutual respect and understanding for each other, and they're not like in different classes anymore, and they like it's so good. I could go on for hours because it's so good. Anyway, so yeah, if you haven't seen the 20th anniversary Pride and Prejudice in theaters, definitely go do it. I would highly recommend. If you haven't seen that movie at all, sit down, devote 2 hours of your time, and watch it. Watch the American version, though, not the British version, because at the end of the American version, you get the scene after Darcy and Elizabeth have been married where he's like, when can I call you Mrs. Darcy? And she's like, only when you're, I don't remember what she says, but like, only when you're at your happiest is essentially what she says. And it's so cute and romantic, and like, they're like under like the candlelight. It's the British version. I think it's the British version that doesn't have that. Anyway, there are 2 versions. Watch the one that has that ending because it's worth it. Anyway, so we did that this weekend. The other thing we did was we went and stayed at a fun little hotel, got a little getaway in the mountains, and the pool was closed at our hotel, but they had like a sister location like 5 minutes away. And so they like shuttled us to that location to use that pool. And I think we ended up sitting in like 6 different hot tubs because each hotel had like, the hotel they shuttled us to, the one we weren't staying at, had 3 hot tubs. And then the one we were staying at had like 6 hot tubs. And so we like hot tub hopped, if you will. And that was kind of fun. I'd never done that before. Other than my college days when I lived in an apartment that had 3 hot tubs. And you would kind of move 3 or 4, I think it was 3 hot tubs. You would kind of move back and forth between hot tubs. But yeah, so that was really fun. It was very relaxing. It was very chill. We had a good time. We had Cracker Barrel the morning after. So yeah, we had a pretty good weekend. I would hot tub hop again. I actually really like a hot tub. I wish I had one. But I learned something. So if you wear jewelry in a hot tub, apparently that's, okay, I feel like people are going to be like, that's common knowledge, whatever. That's common sense. It's really bad for your jewelry to like wear it in hot tubs. I was reading these comments on, this girl posted a video and she was like, I love to wear my engagement ring, my wedding ring, in a hot tub because it like cleans, I feel like it cleans my ring or whatever. And I was like, oh, I've never really thought about that. I mean, sure, I go to the comments and there's a jeweler that's like, hey, don't do that very often. It like wears down the metal in your ring or whatever. And it can, like, your ring can break. And then I like scrolling through these comments and this girl's like, yeah, I had an antique engagement ring and it like disintegrated when I took it in a hot tub. I was like, what? What is in those hot tubs? And then I'm thinking about my engagement ring that's from the 40s. And I'm like, am I risking it every time I wear my engagement ring in a hot tub? I should probably stop doing that. It really gave me things to think about. Now, my engagement ring is safe and sound, luckily. But yeah, that kind of, I'd never really heard that before. Of all the like warnings before you get in a hot tub, no one's ever said, take your jewelry off. So PSA, I guess, take your jewelry off. What else? What else did I want to talk about? Oh, I downloaded The Sims for the first time. I had never played The Sims, which I think is odd considering that my favorite part of any video game ever is character design. I love to design a character. So I made Van, I'm making waffles. There was no option for friend, so he's just a household member. Because I tried to make him my brother and I tried to make him Van's brother, but then they wouldn't let Van and I be married because we were all related apparently in the Sims universe. So I had to, he's just a household member, but he's a friend in my heart. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I think if I'm not careful, it is going to waste my time. Like, I'm going to spend way too much time on there because, I mean, I can make anybody. Send me a picture, I'll make you. Fuck it. I don't know. Everybody can be a member of my household. It doesn't give me a limit. As far as I know. Maybe it does. Maybe I have to pay for extra people, but. So yeah, that's my life so far. It's been pretty cool. Did some cool stuff. So yeah. Thanks for yapping, guys. Another great week where you don't get to see my face. Sorry about it. Alright, guys. Have a good rest of your week. Thanks for spending a Tuesday / whatever day you listen to this with me. Bye, guys. Later, gamers.